Hello and good morning to the Pacific Northwest and Alaska, my main viewership. It's weird how YouTube allows you to see your demographic like that. That's kind of neat. But shout out to Alaska, never been, heard great things. But I wanted to talk today about something oobs gay, and for you stay-at-home moms out there, daytime talk show and The View, because I'm fascinated by this whole trail of blood. Like, it's insane. Let's talk about it. So I don't know if any of you guys who are watching now, all four of you, watch The View or have in the past. You know, it's been on for like 19 seasons. It's something insane. Started with Barbara Walters, and she has a really interesting history with CBS and ABC, and just kind of being one of the main and only female anchors in late night and daytime news, like news anchors. I don't know what her fucking title was. Anyway, she was really a pioneer in certain aspects. Her and Joan Rivers and people like that. But when she started the show, it was like 1990 something, and she started it with, it was like Lisa Ling, Star Jones, Meredith Vieira, and Joy Behar, right? And it was the five of those women talking about real topics and their viewpoints on these. And when Barbara Walters was on the show, it was really it was a tight running ship. It seemed smooth sailing, and it was entertaining, right? Like, okay, so maybe not entertaining to everyone. That's the wrong word to use, because I'm not boasting about this show in any way. I just wanted to talk about this because it's kind of fun to me. But if you're going to watch daytime, let's keep it real. You got to watch Wendy. Go to Wendy. This is my shout out to Wendy Williams. She's way more fun, and she hasn't been in the game as long, so she still has a little more creative control, although she's losing it every season. She's whitewashing her show, getting it ready for like the stay-at-home white moms who like have two kids. It's just not the same as it was the first couple seasons. She used to be raunchy and unfiltered and messy. If you go back to season like 1 through 5, her wigs and makeup are awful. Like, she didn't get really glammed up until the later seasons, like 6 and 7. But anyway, back to The View. What's really fascinating to me about this is after... God, I don't know when it started happening. I guess after Star Jones left, she was probably the first to like axe it, because Lisa Ling, when she left, no big deal, and same with Meredith Vieira. But it was like when Star Jones was leaving in that tumultuous way, The View started to get this rep where it was like, okay, we're going to go through a casting couch, basically. We're never going to have the same hosts every year. It was crazy. So I'm sure many of you heard, like, when Rosie ODonnell was there, that was actually its highest rated, and it's definitely the most fun time to watch The View. The Rosie ODonnell, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, like, those seasons when they're fighting constantly, and you could see Joy Behar's, like, had it, and it's an interesting time to be watching this show and where it's going to evolve to, because, you know, Barbara Walters was a huge fan and entrusted Rosie O'Donnell with a lot of power, but Elizabeth Hasselbeck was there first, so I think there was a lot of, and Elizabeth Hasselbeck was really stupid and went behind the ears and Republican and always stood up for the wrong thing, and Rosie O'Donnell was always standing up for the small person, right? The minority, the gay, the black, the people, the victims of 9/11, asking the truth to be told. I mean, Rosie was really a pioneer for speaking the truth, and that's a big deal. So her leaving the show, I'm not sure if it was stress, I'm not sure if she was fired, I'm not sure, I don't really care. But the revolving door that is The View table is always fascinating to me, because they've gone through even more people. Like, they had Jenny McCarthy. She was there for a season or two, and I thought she was going to knock it out of the park. Like, I was like, ratings are going to blow through the roof. They axed her. I think she was there one season, got rid of her. And sometimes these ladies, they'll leave graciously because they want to keep their career afloat, right? But I like it when they start, like, to me, Star, like, taking it back and being like, you know what, I'm going to do this. Not on Barbara's terms, not on the, I forget the producer, that fat old white guy. But she took it and she was like, you know what, this may burn bridges, but I'm gonna do this, because that's what I would do. I wouldn't let the fucking corporate media white man push me out and be like, be gracious now, you know, we'll make sure you get paid ducats in the future. I'd be like, fuck the money. My reputation, my name is on stake. Like last year when they got rid of Rosie Perez and Nicole Wallace. Rosie Perez started going out on a really high note. She stood up for Latinos when Trump dissed them. She was like, no, absolutely not. And then Kelly Osbourne was on the show, and Kelly was like, well, Trump should realize that the Mexicans clean all his toilets, so who's he going to get to do that? And Rosie Perez was like, are you fucking serious? You think all Latinos can do is clean a fucking toilet? And she had every right to say that. And Kelly Osbourne looked like the victim, the poor white girl, the Taylor Swift versus the Latino Kanye, right? Like, and that's just what media does. They make the white person the savior, the white knight, as much as they can. And this is systemic. This is why we are such a racist nation. We need to realize that Trump was wrong and needed to be called out by the many Rosie Perez's of this nation. And he should have been condemned right there. He wouldn't even be a presidential candidate right now. Like, this is insane. And Nicole Wallace, she was pushed out the door because she was told she didn't know enough pop culture. She was too aware of political and worldviews. So now she has a cush job. I think, God, where is she at? I hope it's not Fox News. If it is, whatever. I know she did have a little bit more of Republican views. She was in the cabinet for Bush, the Bush administration, and Bush made her take the fall for a lot of shit that he did wrong. I think that was another reason Nicole Wallace got pushed off the show. She was leaking a little too much about her personal opinion of the Bush White House and the Republican Party, and I loved her for that. She kept it honest, and she was a person, she was like, you know what, I am this viewpoint, but I see where you're coming from, I respect where you're coming from, and I will allow you to speak, because I'm not right about everything. Where now we have Candace Cameron Bure, which DJ Tanner from the Full House, and I initially hated her. Before she was even on a show, I hated her because they were rolling out the red carpet for somebody who wasn't even filming with them yet because she was taping Fuller House, which, P.S. awful. It was just fucking awful. The nostalgia of it, cute. Doing it, awful. I don't want remakes of all my childhood shows. You're ruining them. Don't bring back Power Rangers. Don't bring back my favorite cartoons like Doug and Rugrats. And just leave shit alone. You ruined Gem. You ruined Gem for me. And, like, I don't want to see Sailor Moon. Don't ruin this stuff. This is my childhood. Stop making these shitty versions of things. They're redoing Jawbreaker. Fuck you. That was my project. I literally have a script written for either a remake of Jawbreaker or a sequel of Jawbreaker that would blow your mind. Same with Bring It On. Like, I am the true #1 fan of these movies. I was a gay closeted youth. Okay? Trust me when I tell you, I internalized every little bit of sparkle those movies had, and I can write you a sequel. I could do Hocus Pocus too, and you will fucking love it. You would fucking love it. I would be the 10 times greater Ryan Murphy for 90s pop culture references. Like, I could do I'm getting on a tangent, but I'm going to do a video on that. I am going to do a video on how I could bring the 90s into, an X-Men movie. You want an X-Men movie? Move over a Bryan Singer. Let me in. I'm telling you, kids. Give me one chance, and I will fucking blow your panties off. But anyway, back to the View. DJ Tanner coming in. I don't like her brother Kirk Cameron. He's very homophobic. He's very anti-gay. He's super all about Jesus and thinks he knows the way. It doesn't make sense to me, and I thought Candace was going to be the same. She proved she isn't. She is more tolerant. She does have her stubborn ways and stupid bullshit. But I like her. I enjoy her on the show. I'm being hard on her right now because I think she's taking my favorite girl, Michelle Collins' spot. And I keep tweeting at Michelle Collins, which probably, if she's ever seen my tweets, she probably thinks I'm an asshole. But I'm like, girl, keep me in the loop. Are you gone? Like, they showed a commercial break with Jesse Tyler Ferguson from that shitty Ryan Murphy show. Oh my God, what is it? Modern Family. Never seen it a day in my life. I've seen clips. I think it's awful, poorly written. Opinion piece, I guess. So they had him on and he was doing his intro to like come on to the panel, right? And they were going to commercial break. It was being taped in Michelle's dressing room. And Michelle Collins, she's a fabulous comedian. She does comedy in a way. There's like a group of us who it's like a sarcastic, dry, you got it from the same sources, kind of our molding minds in our early 20s and our teens and stuff, growing up with TV and stuff like that. She has a similar sense of humor. Like a Chelsea Handler, dry, sardonic, what Amy Schumer used to be before I found out she was plagiarizing everybody. Like all of the fun ones, right? Like the really good comedians, the people I enjoy. Maybe you don't. Maybe you like your shit. I can't think of another. Bill Burr is like the best comedian right now. Okay, I'm tangent video, but Michelle Collins, comedian, and I think she's getting axed because that guy from Modern Family was doing his video, and her dressing room specific said guest dressing room. And so I'm thinking they're putting people in her dressing room. They've given her seat, because she's an anchor. She was there before Candace. They've given her seat to Candace, and so she'll be floating. Lots of co-hosts who we don't know of this year. It's just really funny to me how these girls keep getting pushed out with no integrity, right? Completely bashing their character, and yet they try to walk away with that dignity, and they try to pretend like us, the people, aren't judging and can't see for what really is going on. How like ABC and the executives behind the show are just filtering through. They're trying to find the right unit that's going to work to keep ratings and get them back. They found gold in Raven-Symoné. She has the youth coming back, so she's fine. However, I think her viewpoints irk people at ABC, and I think they're going to whip her into shape. Like, I think they're not going to let her continue to speak about politics, about government, about space, about religion, all that stuff the way she does. I think she also needs to take some time, meditate, breathe, like fix her diet, all of that stuff. That's not a shout out at her weight, by the way. That's me saying, like, get your mind right, because you are on such a cool path, Raven, that, like, I'm on it too, and I'm by no means saying I'm ahead of you. I'm just saying to clear your mind and get yourself ready to prepare to speak to millions of people in front of a live audience, but also the camera. I think you need to be clear with what your message is, and I'm really disappointed in every lady of the panel of The View for not boasting about Bernie Sanders. I think it really sucks. Joy Behar joked that she has a crush on him, but she's constantly said he's unelectable because Hillary Clinton's the choice. And you can tell that Raven-Symoné and Whoopi Goldberg are supporters of Hillary, so they haven't looked into her past and they're not aware of politics and the truth. And they're clearly not aware of how much Bernie Sanders stands up for both the African American community and the LGBT community. Both are important to Raven and Whoopi, but also beyond that, he stands up for women. So I'm really confused. Same with Alana and Abby Jacobson from Broad City. It's like, why are you backing Hillary? Don't be dumb. Like, back Bernie. First of all, he's Brooklyn, and that's where you guys are. Like, secondly, he stands for minorities, for the youth, for LGBT. Everybody you're for. Like, your show doesn't pander to Hillary Clinton's demographic. Like, what the fuck? God, I'm so mad at comedians right now. And the same with Lena Dunham from Girls, like throwing her weight behind Hillary Clinton and then tweeting like, this is why I support her. And I was like, oh, because she doesn't let the youth speak? Or because she gets all of her blood money from Saudi Arabia, one of the wealthiest Arab nations, while she gives sanction to bomb Yemen, one of the poorest Arab nations? Like, what the fuck are we thinking? Okay, I gotta cut this video short. You're probably super happy to hear that because I'm going on so many tangents, but that weed whacker out there is really pissing me off, so I'm gonna get out of here. But anyway, what do you think? I guess I really didn't bring up a point with this video, but I was just thinking how funny it is at The View, how much they go through girls and who will stick around. I have a feeling Michelle Collins is gone. If you watch, I definitely want you to clap back and let me know who you think's gonna stay. Obviously Whoopi, Joy, and Raven have secured their seats, but what do you think about Paula Ferris? What do you think about Michelle Collins? What do you think about Candace Cameron Bure? And do you think Sunny Hostin or that Sarah Evans, or whatever her name was, Sarah, I forget what her name was, but the Iowa girl, she was there constantly this year too. Do you think they'll get a seat? This is clearly a video only for people who watch daytime television or give a shit about any of these women's careers. And I get that this is a super faggy video. You don't have to write faggot in the comments. If you want to, go ahead, bold, capitalize, put an emoji with it, make it fun. But for real, like, if this is something you care about, I do love pop culture, and I know I have a lot of heavy videos in my arsenal, but I love talking shit like this too, and this does have me fascinated. I wonder who's gonna get the axe, and they're people our age, so, you know, Michelle Collins can't be much older than 30, right? Like, she's gotta be our age, and Raven and Candace Cameron Bure is only, like, 40, so it's fun for me to see what corporate America, what the media, and what us as the viewers are supposed to do to, like, prepare or react, and how these actors are just really toys. Like, they're just little puppets that are used to, you know, keep us occupied while other people do shit. And it's interesting and confusing at the same time to look at that. You guys, you stopped watching the video 2 minutes ago. I need to shut up. This weed whacker is obnoxious. Take care of yourselves the rest of the day. Leave comments below, and if you hated this video, you can say that as well. That's totally cool, but I had a blast making it. All right, take care of yourselves today. Peace.